There are two types of pixel art by limitation and pixel art by design. Now there'll be more technical viewers who might dispute these numbers, not mentioning any names, but according to Wikipedia, the Amiga 500 had a palette of 4,096 colours to choose from, but could only display 32 on screen at once with a resolution of 320 by 200. There's probably ways that it could achieve more than this, or use 16 colours with a higher resolution, but I'm only really using these numbers as an example to illustrate my point. An adventure game designer in the 1990s would have a couple of choices: use an art program such as Deluxe Paint and create an image by lovingly arranging all the pixels you had available, or taking hand-drawn paintings and scaling them down to the correct resolution. Today's modern image editing software can achieve this with just a few clicks. This image, for example, has been rescaled to 320 by 200 with a colour palette of 32 colours. You could then tidy this up in Deluxe Paint, or just say sod it and ship it as it is. Pixel art by design is what I'm doing in Paradise Falls. If I could create digital art like Rex Crowell, I would, but I neither have the talent nor the time, and I definitely do not have the talent. My inventory objects, for example, are 34 by 30 pixels, so they can be drawn quite quickly, which means I can create a puzzle without having to quit my job as a dog food taster. In Adventure Game Studio, you draw individual frames, and even if drawing one decent high-res image was within my capabilities, drawing a walk cycle would take me at least a month. Other game engines may make this process easier, but I ain't using them. Pixel art also evokes nostalgia, reminding the player of a simpler time when they didn't have to pay bills and a Freddo cost less than 30 quid. Adventure Game Studio converts the image into a high resolution automatically anyway, but the effect hopefully remains the same. Thimbleweed Park was pixel art by design to bring back the look of a classic adventure game, and games like Downwell use a very limited colour palette for stylistic purposes. Pixel art has its place in gaming because it still looks kinda cool, unlike the warpy polygons of early 3D, which isn't coming back anytime soon. So what's the problem? Pixel art just isn't scary. Monsters in video games can be genuinely terrifying, be it through distorted human forms or symbolism which strikes at a person's inner fears and repressed urges. My attempts at pixel art monsters have thus far been unsuccessful.
I can't do anything.
But limitation is the mother of innovation or something like that, and I'm considering three options. 1. Never really showing a monster in detail. 2. Only showing the monsters close up so I can add more detail. Or turning the game into a wacky road trip adventure.